Hello and welcome to Eurofootball Daily, where today we're bringing you 10 stars and former Wonderkids who Eurofootball Daily wrongly wrote off. 10. Renato Sanches. From Wonderkid to flop and back to star, Renato Sanches has crammed a full career into the 5 seasons since he broke through with Benfica. In that time, the Portuguese has amassed close to €65 million in transfer fees, won the Euros and 3 titles, and is now with Lille, who have usurped Monaco and Lyon as the best run club in France. Lille paid €20 million to deliver Sanches from his Bayern Munich nightmare in 2019, and he starred for them last campaign, being named man of the match in 5 of his 16 starts. That's hardly surprising given that he averaged 3 defensive actions, 3 dribbles and 2 chances created per game. But his role has totally changed this season. Defensive numbers and dribbles are down, but the 23-year-old is now his team's most important distributor, leading the squad with 75 passes a game, completing an insane 7 long balls at a ridiculous 80% success rate, and doubling his passes into the final third, from 5 a game to nearly 11. The third best mark in France behind Idrissa Gueye and Marco Verratti. On this form, it won't be long before big clubs come calling once again. Whether Renato Sanches is interested though is a totally different matter. 9. Patrick Bamford. At 27, Patrick Bamford is not a Wonderkid anymore, but he was once the Chelsea Academy's brightest prospect. Loaned out to Championship and League One sides between the ages of 20 and 22, the forward scored 39 goals in the space of 2 campaigns spent with Milton Keynes Dons, Derby and Middlesbrough, and Blues fans speculated he could make the leap to the first team as he put up an excellent 4 shots per game. The next step was the Prem, but in 2 years spent with 4 different clubs, Bamford started just 4 games and scored only once, and he seems set for a solid but unspectacular career in the second tier. So on Leeds' promotion to the Premier League in 2020, we were among many who felt they should upgrade on Bamford. But we were wrong. So far the Englishman has hit 7 goals in 8 appearances and assisted an 8th, accounting for 60% of his team's goals. With his 3.9 shots per game, he ranks 4th in the league, behind only Mitrovic, Salah and Kane, doubling his output from his previous stints in the top flight. Also a hard worker who leads Bielsa's press, Bamford shows that the modern forward needs to be more than just a goal scorer, and that we, like everyone else, were too quick to judge. 8. Carlos Soler. Carlos Soler has been on our radar since he broke through at Valencia in 2016, but frankly we didn't expect anyone to shine for the club this season. A summer fire sale saw 10 players leave the Mestalla for a combined €75 million, and with only acquisitions being promotions from the academy, an even lower finish than last season's 9th place seemed assured. That may well still be on the cards, with Valencia losing 4 of their first 9 games, but Carlos Soler is excelling. Now 23, the central midfielder has been on penalty duty this campaign and has already netted 4 times, assisting a further strike to be personally responsible for a third of Valencia's 15 league goals to date. But he also mucks in defensively, winning the ball 3 times per game and is doing a solid Danny Parejo impression in possession, completing more passes a game and more passes into the final third than anyone else at the club. Though yet to earn his first full Spain call-up, Soler's goal threat, grit and leadership on a sinking ship could soon catch Luis Enrique's eye and hopefully offer him a way out of Valencia before they drown themselves. 7. Breel Embolo. It's hard to believe Breel Embolo is just 23, but the Swiss forward broke into Basel's first team at 17 and moved to Schalke 2 years later. The Gelsenkirchen outfit beating Arsenal and Barcelona to his signature in a €20 million coup. Unfortunately, within 2 months of his debut, he shattered his ankle and tore his medial ligament. Over the next 3 campaigns, played an average of just 870 minutes a season and scored just 10 goals in that time. That meant Schalke were happy to ship him on to Gladbach for just €11 million in 2019, and under Marco Rose, the youngster has once again found his form. In 1920, he was involved in 13 league goals, 1 every 119 minutes, and he took brilliantly to Rose's pressing system, ranking 4th in the squad with 23 pressures a game. He also showed versatility, playing on the wing, at centre forward and in the hole, and seems to have put his injury woes behind him with 2.4 dribbles a game, his best mark since leaving Switzerland. He's a perfect example of the value that can be found in other clubs' cast-offs. Embolo is deservedly on his way back up to the top. 6. Theo Hernandez. It's hard to understand what Real Madrid thought they were getting when they bought Theo Hernandez from Atletico back in 2017. The Frenchman, then 20, had spent the previous year with Alaves, but was given just 1,000 minutes in a single league season with Los Blancos' first team, despite maintaining the exact same output of 0.7 chances, 2 dribbles and 3.5 defensive actions per 90. Thankfully, Milan saw a use for him, and at 23, Hernandez is now a guaranteed starter at the San Siro. With experience, he's become an efficient dribbler dribbler as well as a high volume one, succeeding in 74% of his take-ons compared to 57% he managed in his youth. And his attacking production is elite for a fullback, with around 3 shots and key passes per game, 3 times what he managed in Madrid, and bringing him 11 goals and assists in 40 league appearances for the Rossoneri. That's roughly the same as Arsenal forward Nicolas Pepe. With his prime still in front of him, Hernandez could yet improve further, and is sure to spend the next decade vying with his brother Lucas and Ferland Mendy for a place in France's national team. 5. Andre Silva. With Lewandowski and Haaland dominating the Bundesliga, the race to be the 3rd best striker in the division is arguably more interesting than the Golden Boot itself. And a strong contender for the Bronze Crown is former Porto wonderkid Andre Silva. Now 25, the Portuguese is now onto his 3rd of Europe's top 5 leagues, leading the line for Eintracht Frankfurt after failing at stints with Sevilla and AC Milan. The Eagles paid just €9 million for the striker, a quarter of the fee Milan dropped, and have already got their money's worth. Since lockdown ended last campaign, Silva has grabbed 13 goals and 2 assists in 17 Bundesliga matches, and 6 of those have come this season, along with a career-high 4.6 shots per 90. But those stats arguably undersell his performance. Expected goals suggest the forward could actually have had 8 goal involvements from 7 matches played at the time of writing. That shakes out to 1.2 expected goals per 90, behind only Lewandowski in Germany and 9th in the whole of Europe. A year after the loss of Jovic and Haller, Silva's form means Eintracht are once again one of Germany's best attacking sides, and €100 million better off. You don't do better business than that. 4. Mason Mount. When Frank Lampard was handed the Chelsea job in 2019, many at Football Daily had their doubts, both about the coach's ability to step up after a single season in the Championship and his favourite player Mason Mount's readiness to contribute to a Champions League attack. Though clearly talented, the Englishman was just 20, and his only experience had come in the 2nd tier and in the Netherlands, hardly ample preparation for top-flight football. But Mount has been the heart of Lampard's project in West London, with no one playing more league minutes for Chelsea since the start of 1920 than the youngster. In that time, Mount has contributed to a respectable 14 goals, and for an attacker, he's extremely active in defence, bringing intensity to the Blues out of possession with a squad-leading 23 pressures a game. That has seen Lampard experiment with him recently as an 8, and despite a €250 million outlay in the summer of 2020, the academy graduate remains key to the team. He joined at just 8 years old. In just a year, Mount has got into double figures for England caps and has missed just 2 Premier League games. It seems that regardless of who else is available, he'll always find a way onto the team sheet, and rightly so. 3. Angelino. Arguably, we've written off Angelino twice. First when City sold him to PSV in 2018, then when they loaned him to Leipzig in January 2020. Both times it seemed that the Spaniard was unsuited to top-level defending, and the numbers reinforce that view really, with opponents beating the youngster on the dribble over a third of the time. Hardly the solidity City's backline needed. Fortunately, that's improved under Nagelsmann, with the left-back now boasting an 82% tackle success rate in the Bundesliga. But more importantly, the coach has found a way to leverage Angelino's attacking instincts. His 1.5 shots a game ranks 5th in Europe among defenders, and 1.8 chances a game sits 8th. But the quality of those shots and key passes is sky high, giving him 0.6 expected goals and assists per 90, better than former teammate Gabby Jesus and Timo Werner so far this campaign. As a consequence, he bagged 3 goals in the opening 7 games of the season and is currently Leipzig's top scorer. In fact, XG suggests that the 23-year-old should have another goal to his name, and if he hadn't already been there, he'd surely be linked with Man City. Pep's loss is Leipzig's game. 2. Tiemoue Bakayoko. While Mbappe, Fabinho and Bernardo Silva turned roles in Monaco's title-winning 16-17 side into top-tier careers, the story has been different for Tiemoue Bakayoko. The Frenchman, then 23, made the switch to Chelsea the following campaign, but the pressure of N'Golo Kante forced him into a more attacking role than he was accustomed to, and he was widely derided as the worst signing of the season. However, the midfielder has spent 2 of his 3 loan spells since under Gennaro Gattuso, and the former Milan destroyer understands what Bakayoko brings to the team. An always excellent defender, Bakayoko has returned to his Monaco levels of 5 tackles and interceptions a game, and now at Napoli he remains extremely press resistant, averaging around 2 dribbles per 90 to a career low 1.5 he hit at Stamford Bridge. And while he was best known at Chelsea for passing the ball to an advertising hoarding, his distribution has improved as he's aged, with an average of 5 progressive passes a match, the same as former midfield partner Fabinho. Though he may not excite the fans, Bakayoko is the sort of sensible, intelligent player who can hold a midfield together. We're glad that Serie A has given him the respect the Premier League never did. 1. Joao Felix. Okay, we never exactly wrote off Joao Felix, but some of us did have serious concerns about the Portuguese's obscene €120 million fee when he first signed for Atletico in 2019. And he even made a continental club discussion, I don't know how, as one of the worst value transfers of last season back in July. However, 2 months into 2020-2021, the 21-year-old has not only recovered but looks like the best player in Spain. In 10 matches across the League and Champions League, Felix has scored 7 and assisted 2 at the time of writing, and everything is up from his first campaign. Shots remain over 3 a game, and he's gone from creating 0.8 chances a game to 2.2, meaning his expected goals have skyrocketed from 0.5 per 90 to an insane 1.1, more than Leo Messi and bettered only by Mikel Oyarzabal in La Liga. He's also made a huge leap physically, going from 1 dribble completed per match to 3, and unusually for an attacker, he's on the ball constantly, with 40 passes a game compared to strike partner Luis Suarez, who manages just 19. This output at 21 is a good sign for Atleti's huge investment, and with Real and Barca struggling, Felix's leap forward could bring them another unlikely title. So that was our list of 10 Wonderkids EFD wrongly wrote off, but who else have we got wrong over the years? I know the list is endless. Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, hit subscribe. Thanks very much for watching. I'll catch you later.